Don't try what you're about to see at home. We're what you call experts.
That's right. We do this for a living.
On this episode of MythBusters,
I take your bullets!
it's survival of the fittest. As we track down the myths you say got away for myth evolution. Will an airbag explosion tear your thumbs clean off? Whoa! Is breathing from an underwater tire possible, or just more Hollywood hot air?
I can't believe that this is my job.
Can an MRI scan cause an RFID implant to explode? Could the nimble ninja deflect bullets with their bare hands?
We killed the ninja!
And Adam and Jamie return to the fastest myth of all. Is there any way to beat the speed camera?
Dude, that was like getting punched in the chest.
Who are the MythBusters? Adam Savage.
That was awesome!
And Jamie Heineman. Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience.
Rise, my son.
Joining them, Grant Imahara.
Warning!
Tori Belleci.
It's getting dangerous now, and that's how we like it.
And Carrie Byron.
That is messed up!
They don't just tell the myths,
Wow, I can feel the pressure.
they put them to the test.
So, you know what my favorite part of the show is?
Talking.
No, it's going back and trying myths again to make sure we've dialed it in and gotten it right.
So it's that time again.
Absolutely, myths revisited, except this time with a twist, myths evolution.
Myths evolution.
Yeah, every time we air a myth, the next morning I go onto the fence site and find all these myths that have to do with what we just did, except we didn't know about them at the time. So I want to do a whole episode of the myths that got away.
Well, okay, what do we got?
Well, we got more for ninjas, we've got underwater car, we've got baseball, airbags, and a cheeky speed camera revisit.
Okay.
That's right. Every time an episode goes to air, the MythBusters are soon bombarded with myths the fans think we missed. And for Myth Evolution, we're returning to some of the fans' favorite topics to tackle the myths we apparently forgot. And first up, for the Ninja Special, the MythBusters put their stealth, speed, and cunning to the test for some Shadow Warrior myths. They tried walking on water,
I don't know about you, but these seem a little cumbersome to me.
snatching an arrow mid-flight,
That tells me that at human speed, it's not fast enough to grab the arrow.
and stopping a sword.
He stopped it with his head.
So for Myth Evolution, it's time to return to the dojo.
Do you guys remember the ninja special?
Yes!
There was one myth the fans thought we forgot. It's about modern ninjas.
Which one?
Well, the myth is that a modern ninja has such awesome reflexes that they can swat away a speeding bullet with their bare hands. Now, it's not like the Karate Kid catching, fly with his chopsticks. It's more like...
No way. Not even a ninja can beat a bullet.
Well, the fans say that a modern ninja can swat away a 9mm bullet at 20 yards.
Well, if the fans believe it, we need to test it.
All right.
Is a ninja really faster than a speeding bullet? In this myth, the Shadow Warrior uses his bare hand to slap a bullet out of its deadly trajectory without injury. But is this possible? Or is it just another example of ninja misinformation?
You know, I seem to remember that Adam and Jamie proved that it was impossible to catch an arrow traveling at 170 miles an hour. A bullet is going to be much faster than that. I just don't see how anyone could slap it with their bare hands.
Not to mention how dangerous this myth is going to be to test.
Well, we could do what we always do. Start out by building a robot.
What is it with you and these robots?
Or we could find a way for one of us to do it without getting hurt.
Well, what do you propose? Full metal jacket? Give it a shot?
I think we should start out by shooting paintballs at Tori.
I call the gun.
That's gonna suck.
Well, that's definitely safer than ballistics. So before they bring out the big guns, they'll test if a deflection is even possible with paintballs. And unluckily for Tori, Carrie has a score to settle.
This is not the first time we have shot paintballs at each other. Last time, I was the recipient of those bullets. This time, I think I need a little payback.
But before Tori takes one or two for the team, Grant wants to find out the muzzle velocity of a paintball.
Nice!
There you go.
All right, it's 192 feet per second.
Yeah, the slowest 9mm load they have is 1,250 feet per second.
So a paintball is traveling at less than 1/5 the velocity of a speeding bullet. Well, that's good news for Tori, because he has less than 1/5 the ability of a ninja.
Come on, hit me!
But almost immediately, it's obvious that Tori is no ninja. If these were real bullets, he'd be dead.
Oh!
That's not for science, is it? That's just for you.
I take your bullets. Okay, go. Got it.
After a barrage of paintballs, Tori finally manages to deflect one. Blink and you'll miss it. Luckily, there's the high speed. Tori hits the paintball with the heel of his hand, slapping it away from his body, and his hand is injury-free.
Yeah! I got it! Now we can stop.
You did get it.
Tori's battered and bruised, but he's proven that a regular person can deflect a paintball. So maybe the fans are right, and Super Sharp Ninja can deflect a 9mm.
Okay, well, I think it's time to do this for real. We set up the robot, take this to the firing range, and see what we get.
With a real ninja unavailable, Grant goes for the next best thing, a robot.
So our ninja sword-catching rig has done its duty. So we're going to take the clapping rig, take off some of the actuators, and switch it over so it can now deflect bullets.
While Grant retools his robot, Carrie gets hands-on.
For our bullet deflecting rig, we're gonna need some flat hands so that we can slap the bullets away ninja style. Luckily, I've already made some molds with flat hands for the catching of the sword rig. Now, just had to pour up another set, and we can adjust our machine accordingly.
Many hands make light work, and the so-called SWAT bot is up and slapping in no time. Carrie calibrates it to human speed, and Grant gets trigger-happy.
So, first step is to take the rest, fix it to my little base, and I'm going to line up the pneumatic cylinder and make sure that that's actually able to fire the trigger. Hook that up to a valve, get an air tank, then we're ready to fire.
For this myth, it'll be bot against bullet, assassin versus ammunition. And with everything ready, it's off to the range.
We're set up for the whole ninja myth, can you swat a bullet with your hand? We have our gun 20 yards down the range, set up on a trigger. We hit that trigger there. That'll set off this timer, which will actuate our arm and bring the arm down towards the bullet. This way we'll be able to see if you can, in fact, swat a bullet with your hand.
All right, test number 1, 20 yards away, slowest 9mm round we could find, ninja at human speed.
With 0 delay. In 3, 2, 1.
That was so far behind.
That was really slow.
The SWAT bot missed the bullet, so the team resets. And that's when things go off target. Every time they take a shot, the gun fires in a different place.
The hardest thing that we've had to face today is the fact that our gun seems to be moving. We can't fire in the same place twice. So we're going to take all of our problems home with us. Come back tomorrow, everything will be perfect.
Later, the boys go bad to beat the speed camera. But first, Action Man Adam takes the plunge.
I can't believe that this is my job.
Now, a little while back, Adam went all rock star on us and drove a car into a pool. The MythBusters tested a bunch of techniques for escaping a suddenly submerged vehicle, from door barging
That's kids! No matter how you slice it.
to finding that window of opportunity. So for Myth Evolution, we're returning to the pool for another underwater escape. Straight from the movies.
What did we get wrong on underwater car?
For once, nothing at all. It's just something I saw in the movies that I wanted to go back and try. What I've seen is our hero goes over the bridge and into the water, and the bad guys are at the surface waiting to shoot him when he comes up. Knowing this, while underwater, he swims over to the tire and breathes from it long enough for the bad guys to be sure that he's dead and go away.
Huh.
Picture the scene. Our hero's been hotly pursued by gun-toting baddies. His car winds up in the drink. Knowing that the bad guys are waiting at the surface, our resourceful star opens a tire valve and breathes the air until the bad guys pack up and leave. But is this just Hollywood hot air, or can it be done? And for Adam to put his action hero ambitions to the test, it's back to the Campolindo High School pool. While the team sets up, Adam runs through the game plan.
If I can stay down for at least 2 minutes, hopefully my goal is 2.5 minutes, then we know that I have achieved exactly in real life what you've seen the action heroes do in the movies.
While Adam's playing stuntman, Jamie's in charge of safety yet again.
My role in this is going to be to simply sit in the car and make sure that Adam's safe until he gets out of the car, at which point the other safety divers will take over and make sure that nothing happens to Adam.
Jamie puts on the second skin his people have worn for centuries to fight off the desert heat.
With Jamie suited up, everything's ready for Adam's action hero heroics.
There we go, we're going up.
Adam psychs himself up to take the plunge. Once under, he must remain calm and composed.
I can't believe that this is my job.
On Jess's signal, the crane lowers and wheels touch water.
Okay, we're going down. There's that familiar sound.
As the car sinks, Adam gulps one last lungful, and he's under. He stays zen as the car settles. Soon the pressure equalizes, and Adam hops out. So far, so good. But now comes the tricky part. Can Adam breathe from the tire to stay under until the baddies have left? Adam gulps the bubbles as they rush past his face, but he's in over his head, and soon grasping for the emergency air.
I didn't do it. And I caught some water on that first breath. I tried it again, and at that point, I just didn't feel like I was going to get anything, so I went to the safety diver and his oxygen.
The air is not the problem, it's the water that goes along with it. So how do you actually sift that out without choking? Now, if you've got a choice of either making do with that air or die from somebody shooting you on the surface, you might figure something out, I'm not sure, but so far it looks kind of dodgy to me.
Maybe, but the Mythbusters have never let kind of dodgy sink their schemes.
Before we call this one totally busted, although it seems pretty unlikely to me, I'd like to give it one more try.
And who are we to deny you, Adam? The Sodden sedan's raised for another dunking.
This time, Adam's going to stab the tire with a knife. Why that's going to do any better than the Schrader valve that's built into it, I'm not sure, but we have to, try all our options.
Here we go again. Adam's going under once more, and this time he's armed. By the time Adam punctures the tire with his pocket knife, he's been holding his breath for more than a minute 40. This time, air surges from the slash. Adam tries several times to inhale, even turning down the emergency air for one last gasp attempt.
I was calm as a cucumber, man. I had plenty of time. Stabbed the tire, got plenty of air coming out. Breathing out of that, it's just really difficult. I could get, not a lip lock, but I could get air coming in, but I just kept on getting water. There was no way I wasn't getting water, and given that, I couldn't take a really deep breath.
And these were ideal conditions. If this happened in real life, your car would most likely be at the bottom of a river or a lake, not a crystal clear swimming pool.
It's going to be dark, the visibility's going to be crap, the car might be upside down, your heart's going to be pounding, you're going to have a bloody face. We got to call this one busted.
Yeah, it's myth busted.
After the break, Buster hits the hot seat.
He punched himself in the face.
Recently, for Lockpick of Death, the team went all Grand Theft Auto, breaking into cars for science.
You getting frustrated? Frustration, yes. I am.
They busted the myth that an airbag detonation could launch a lockpick deep into your skull.
Oh, that is it.
That's good.
And once that one went to air, the fan site exploded with another airbag myth. So, for Myth Evolution, here it is.
When you guys were in driving school, did you learn the 10 and 2 position?
Yeah, so hands on the steering wheel, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yeah.
I thought that was just regulation. Apparently they don't even teach it anymore.
Why not?
Well, the myth is, it's because that position puts your thumbs in peril. If an airbag deploys, it can blow your thumbs clean off.
Sweet, that sounds dangerous.
It seems like kid stuff. 10 and 2 is the steering position we've all been taught. However, with the advent of airbags, driving instructors say it puts your thumbs in peril. So is this a bum steer? Or could an airbag explosion really take your thumbs with it? Sounds like a blast. They're going to put Buster in the driver's seat, give him flexible arms with ballistics gel hands, and fit the steering wheel with an airbag that the team can automatically trigger. So while Carrie gets to grips with the rig, Tori gives Buster a hand.
With this whole myth, we're testing to see if the airbags go off and your thumbs are in front of it, will they break your thumbs? If we just use the ballistics material, it's just rubber, it's going to bend back. So what we need to do is put the fake bones inside there to see if, in fact, it will break your bones.
That way, there can be no bone of contention.
The urethane bones are now in position inside the hand mold. So what I'm going to do is let that finish setting up, and then I'm going to pour in the ballistics material to surround the bones.
While the hands get set, Tori gets stuck into casting his arms for Buster.
I'm just getting concerned that I can't get these off.
Would it be funny if you broke your arm trying to get cast off?
No. Yeah, that would be ironic.
All that's left to do is add the hands, screw the arms onto Buster, and he'll be ready to hit the road. Well, almost.
The final thing is to, shut off the airbags. But before we get to doing that, we're going to run some extension wires all the way out to behind the blast shield. The reason is that the airbags are explosive, so we don't want to be anywhere near here when we set them off.
The hands are in place, the rig is primed, and it's time for some Myth Evolution airbag action.
Are you sure you got the 2 right wires hooked up?
Well, either it's going to set off the airbag or it's going to signal a left turn. Either way, it should be exciting. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Blew the hands right off the wheel.
It sure did, but did it blow the thumbs off the hands?
The thumbs are still on, though.
Check that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still connected.
His arm got torn off, but it looked like the airbag deployed like this and then pushed the arms out, but the thumbs were not in harm's way. They just let go.
Okay, well, these thumbs are tucked under, and I know sometimes I drive like this, so maybe we should make a mold of this position.
All right, and then that way at least we'll have the thumbs hopefully close to the path where the airbag's gonna shoot out.
Maybe if the thumbs stick out like a sore thumb, they'll have a better shot at this myth.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What was that?
That looked pretty violent.
Pretty violent indeed. But did the thumbs hitch a ride with the airbag?
Thumbs are still on.
Yeah, they're not ripped off.
I looked at the high speed, and it's clear the thumbs were going nowhere.
Just kind of pushed his arms off, though, but it's not ripping any thumbs off.
So far, no thumb busting, but the team isn't giving this myth the thumbs down just yet. This may be myth evolution, but we've got one cheeky revisit. So here it is.
Personally, I am glad to be doing speed camera again.
Why?
Well, last time I got to drive a $280,000 sports car at 120 miles an hour. Dude, I will take any excuse to do that again.
Oh, hold your horsepower there, buddy. The fans had huge problems with how we tested the speed camera.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, what were their problems?
Speed and the camera.
Previously, the team tried a whole raft of crafty ways to beat the speed camera. They put plate blockers to the test. Cling wrap, hairspray, and the commercial products just couldn't disguise the plate.
Plate blocker zip, speed camera 4.
And the team didn't stop there. They tried beating the camera with pure speed.
There's no way you can beat the speed camera, no matter how fast you're going.
However, the fans think they got it completely wrong. And to get this revisit on the road, they're heading back to the track.
How's it going, Adam? Good to see you again.
And speed camera expert Adam Touton is here to keep an eye on the ticket tally.
I guess we have some fan dissatisfaction with their previous speed camera tests.
The fans say that we made so many mistakes that we had to make a list to tackle them one by one. And at the top of the list of complaints was the tripod.
Hey, Adam, so this rig is one of the things the fans had a real problem with. They wrote in and said that these things aren't mounted on tripods in the field.
Well, they're wrong and they're right. There are tripods, there are pole-mounted units, and vehicle-mounted units.
Now, one of the other things they had a problem with was they thought that the camera we were using was a much higher quality or higher resolution than the cameras that are used in the field.
That's not so. We use the same camera regardless of the application.
But what about the height of the camera for the plate blockers?
So the third thing the fans had a problem with was they said our camera was mounted too low for the plate blockers to work effectively.
Whether you mount it at 5 or 10 feet, it's not going to have any effect.
The speed camera is a full 10 feet off the ground, just like a pole-mounted camera.
I know this looks like I'm sitting in a boom lift, but in fact, this is a pole-mounted speed camera. This is our answer to the fans who said that we screwed it up last time, that a camera 5 feet off the ground wasn't regulation. It was.
It looks just like the real thing. Imagine the boom lift isn't there. So, what's up first?
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and put the magnifying plate on.
All right.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I see what you're about to say.
If I come down here, I can see it, but...
Yeah, from here it's perfect.
Well, maybe the fans are onto something. I mean, it does make it worse if you're looking at it at an angle.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Right, here's your motivation. You've just robbed a bank, and you want to get away, so you put a plate blocker on your license plate so you'll get away, escape all the cameras. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Jamie makes his getaway, and the Addams family prepare for test number 1.
All right, Adam, you ready for the first test?
We're ready to roll.
Excellent.
Jamie puts the pedal to the metal. But did the speed camera's higher vantage point make it harder to decipher the license plate?
So, Adam, what's the verdict?
Ticket, same as last time.
Really?
Yep.
Can you see all the letters?
You can see all and partial of the last.
After the last one. Well, they're definitely still going to fine you. That's a ticket.
I think
Let's
so.
move on to the next one.
There's no doubt about it. Jamie's got a ticket. Even with the camera at 10 feet as the fans demanded, the magnifying plate is still busted.
Well, I hope that's the last we see of this one.
And next,
Glitter plate!
it's not just a Disco My Ride accessory. Apparently, the tiny particles in the plate reflect the camera flash, obscuring the license details. But according to the fans, it only works if the speed camera is pole-mounted.
Jamie, we are good to go for the glitter plate. On your mark. Over.
The glitter plate brings a new meaning to drag racing. And sure enough, the speed camera triggers.
All right, so what's the verdict on the glitter plate?
Ticket.
A ticket? You're kidding. That's shocking. This is earth-shattering news. Well, Jamie, the glitter plate is a ticket, so come on back. We got one more consumer-level thing to try over.
That's 2 for 2. So far, pole mounting the camera has made no difference to the plate blockers.
All right, next up, remember the commercial spray?
Didn't work.
We're gonna try it again. Spray.
According to the instructions, just one application of the commercial spray and you can go incognito.
Jamie, we are good for the commercial spray speed test. Bring it on when you want.
Jamie zooms past the speed camera, but has the spray concealed his identity?
Adam, what's the verdict?
He's shooting blanks. Ticket.
No!
And once again, the plate is picture perfect.
How'd we do?
That was pretty definitive. All 3 of our commercial products failed completely the second time in a row. There was no difference between the camera mounted at 5 feet and the camera mounted at 10 feet.
Second time around, even with the pole-mounted speed camera, the results are the same. Plate blockers are still busted. But we're not done with the speed camera just yet. The guys have a secret weapon up their sleeves. Soon, can a ninja defeat a 9mm?
Hey, don't try what you're about to see at home. We're what you call experts.
That's right. We do this for a living.
Way back when Grant was, Scotty, the team tested the tale that an MRI scan would cause your tattoo to explode after putting their pork and